black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying? We are Jew. So cool out until you do your facts. Until you really do the facts with the fake indoctrination that y'all pull into the schools and all that. You know what I'm saying? We're not following y'all rules.
I mean, just like calling DEFCON on Jews and that sort of, like, do you take back any of that sort of more extreme stuff?
You know what? For all the kids that love me, all the Jewish kids that love me, I'm sorry if y'all had to hear a grown-up conversation with us screaming at each other. But we got to a point where something needed to happen. Something needed to be said. Somebody needed to say something. Now, if you're in an argument with somebody, you're not going to say everything the right way. But it got to a point where y'all ain't going to just keep running, start calling me bizarre and impressed for all these years. I got to a point, how many more times y'all going to call me crazy? How many more times y'all going to give me fake medication that makes me fat off of a misdiagnosis when I really have slight signs of autism from the car accident? But then y'all gave me, you say, whatever, just give them that bipolar medication. Y'all try to kill the superhero.
The truth is out on the JJs. They are not the chosen people of the Most High. First, I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, Elder Bishop of the Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kwadash. Shalom. Shalom to all the believers out there fighting for their faith. Alright, this is going to be an in-transit lesson. This is based upon a short that came upon my feed. I've been actually trying to stop actually watching too many shorts, which I don't watch too much, but I've been cutting down. But this one kind of sparked my interest right when I got on YouTube, and it was Kanye West, which I believe this is a little older. You know, when he was spazzing out about the whole, you know, the JJs. And I put the clip in post-production. I'm gonna see, or I'm gonna have to put it in the description box or comment board. You got to check it out. It's only a couple of seconds long. If I'm not able to, put it up in post-production. All right, and of course, fair use, fair use. And basically he said that how could he be anti-Sim when he or we are he says Jews. All right, but we know Judah. That's only one tribe, by the way. Judah goes back to, or Jew goes back to Judah. So initially, and you can actually say the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, in particular, is going back to Judah. So when you say that you are a J to the E to the W, you are saying that you are from the tribe of Judah. Okay? And he basically said, how can we be anti-Sim when we are the J to the E to the W, the true ones? And it doesn't make sense. They're trying to make me seem to be crazy, in the things that I'm saying. But really, what's happening is he's going against his masters. And we spoke about this a while back. I believe this clip is from a while back. But this is just resurfacing, because it's still out on the internet on who those people really are. Could they be of the Most High? Could they be the people of the Most High? Well, we went into the book, and in all actuality, they are the enemy of the Most High. They are Amalek. Okay? And now you have all these anti-Christians, which, the so-called Christian community, they're up in arms because their doctrine is falling flat on its face, and it's not holding up. And they will not confront those small hats, those JJs. They won't confront them. Here it is an open gin to the side, and the Christian community is completely silent. So the whole world is starting to have another look on those people. And let me read some of these comments. Okay, this is a quick video. Okay, the truth is already out. Okay, the cat is already out of the bag. There's nothing that you can do. You understand? Okay. So the first comment, look, that man is not crazy. They just want us to believe he is. All right, that was from 5 days ago, so this might be a newer clip. Another one. This is the quote. Jews left here black and came back white. Gamal Abdel Nasser, president of Egypt, 1954 to 1970. So they're putting quotes. These are actually, that was a quote from Gamal Abdel Nasser. Okay? He came heavy against them small hats. He ascended to this is another comment. He ascended to a very high point in our society and saw very clearly who was calling the shots. So it's starting to become general knowledge amongst the people who actually control the world. What is the who are the illuminated ones? Who pushes all this degenerate behavior in the earth? Who capitalizes off of everybody's suffering? Everybody's starting to see, because it's clear as day. All right, the double standard. Okay, the hypocrisy is night and day, and they're being called out. So what are they going to do? Well, they're going to wage war against the earth. And that's basically what Not a Jew said. It says all the enemies of Israel will be destroyed. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel and want harm, they're going to be destroyed. And we'll fight all, we'll beat all our enemies. And that's the message that America just echoed, regurgitated, with Pete Hegseth, all right, in the Department of War. They had that meeting with all those generals, those top generals and non-commissioned officers, okay, meaning enlisted officers that their status got raised up to, like, a high status. And it was estimated over $100 million, all right, was spent to have all those officers come in to tell them that message. But you already know they have briefings behind the scenes on the highest level. Okay, people in Israel are not JJs. It says Ish or J-ish. They are most likely from Europe. This man is right. So there's a lot of people. What's going on? What's going on? 10 years ago, they would have called this guy crazy. They would have said he's bugged out. What's going on? Every comment I'm reading, going from the top all the way down, is coming against those people. The truth is already out on the JJs. Okay, he cannot hide himself. Okay, and let me get Jeremiah. All right, So I think this might be a newer clip that he's resurfacing, basically, and he is bugged out. He is bugged out. He did do sacrificing. He did do all type of shit within that realm to get up very high. But then, a spirit jumped on him to come against his masters. Okay, and that's a trait, or that's a thing that we see amongst our people that get very high in those societies. One or two things happen, or maybe even three. They continue to be in that position, and they become more demonic, all right, more degenerate, and they're always in the spotlight. They always seem like they're always on some type of TV show or have some type of deal, because they're playing ball. The elites love them. Or, they do something behind the scenes that the elites don't like, or say something out in the public, maybe a tweet, and then they start to be, downgraded in their status. They start to be called crazy. They start to have rape allegations. They start to have domestic violence allegations, start to have tax evasion. All of a sudden, they were the darling of America, and then all of a sudden they turn into the most hated individual in America. Or the elites just take them out. Okay? So one or three things, because you can't go back. Or you maybe even four, they kind of just slip out of the public eye, and you don't really hear from them no more. So maybe four things, right? And every once in a while they'll pop up, say something, and then go back into their little cubbyhole. All right, but they'll never be on the status that they once was, and they'll never touch the money that they once touched. Okay, but let me go to this Jeremiah, right? Yep, Jeremiah 49:7, because those small hats are those, and now that's a term, okay, that people are starting to say, the small to the hat. So we're going to switch it up. Tiny tops, the JJs, the Ishi people, the big nose people, right? You know what I'm talking about, the JJs. Those people that proclaim that they are of the Most High. That's essentially what they're saying when they say they're Ish. Okay, they're saying that they are the chosen people. And they don't stop to tell. They've never been ashamed to tell you that they are the chosen. Okay? Which they actually know that they're not. We are the chosen so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. And this is why you're seeing all wars being waged, okay, upon the tribes. With the excuse of immigration, the excuse of drugs, the excuse of crime. How can you stop crime? Well, you stop the people that are so-called perpetrating the crime, right? Jeremiah 49:7, concerning Edom and those JJs over there, those are Edomites from the tribe of Amalek, or the house of Amalek, or Duke of Amalek. Thus said the Lord of hosts. So this is concerning the Edomites. All the Edomites, all the family of the Edomites. Is wisdom no more in Teman? Teman, those so-called Germans, which a lot of those elites are German-ish. Okay? Or they are English small hats. But those small hats that are out in Germany, those are the most wise of all the small hats. They come up with the most prolific technologies. So they were known for their wisdom. Teman. Is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perish from the prudent? Yeah, because they're very prudent. It tells you, how they're very wise. They're wiser than Daniel. Through their knowledge and their wisdom, they have gotten riches. The way that they can, put systems together. They're very knowledgeable nation, but they use that knowledge. They use the knowledge of wickedness to forward themselves, and that's really actually not wisdom. Because if you had wisdom and knowledge of all things, you would know that there's a consequence to your actions. And Esau is so proud, and he's been winning for so long, that he does not believe there's consequences to his actions. And now that people are calling his ass out, all right, he can't have that. So he has to demonize, especially somebody that's in the spotlight, because people will believe it if a celebrity says it, and they understand that influence. People will consider things when a celebrity will say it. But all the celebrity is saying, for the most part, is he's basically regurgitating, echoing what the prophets have been saying from our apostles and elders, the elders before them, on down. We've been saying this, but as you know, the scriptures say what? The poor man's wisdom is despised. So they do not consider what we say, because who the hell are we? We ain't got, if we had all type of money and we was in suits and we, was on the spotlight and everybody loves it, then they will listen. But we're in a time where you gotta listen now, because it's in your face. Okay, you can't resist it. You can't resist the truth. Now you have celebrities, saying particular truths. They don't got the whole truth, but they're saying particular truths which back up what we've been saying for years from our apostles, elders on down, and there's elders before them. Okay, the doctrine, that's part of it. Them being the biblical Edomites, that's a heavy part of the doctrine. That's part of the good news. Okay, they are not the chosen. All right, we are the chosen, the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, the most underprivileged, okay, nations on the earth, the most hated nations on the earth, the most copied nation on the earth, we're the most followed. Okay, when it comes to pop culture, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to slang words, when it really, Jake upholds this society. Okay, but Esau, he forwards it, all right, through the influence of Jake. Nobody really likes Esau. All right, bear with me. Give me a second. It says I am. Give me a second. Yep. All right. It says, is counsel perish from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Because you were able to suppress all this information for so long. What happened? Why are people now? Because people they've come accustomed to spewing out their thoughts and their emotions online, right? How you really think, and it's for the most part it's anonymous. You can write a comment from a channel, and nobody knows who you are. Okay, and this is why there's a push to tie your digital ID or some type of biometric or ID system to the internet. So now everything that you say can be used against you. Okay, you talking about the JJs? Well, they might not lock you up, all right, but they'll stop you from being able to get loans, stop you from being able to get a cell phone, stop you from being able to get public transit. You know, a social credit score. Okay, flee ye, turn back. Let me jump down. Verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brother and his neighbors, and he is not. All right, he cannot hide himself. Okay, just example. You got individuals that on this video are quoting what Gamal Nasser, Gamal Nasser? We just call him Gamal Nasser, the foreign president of Egypt, Abdul Jabbar Nasser. All right, where he said the Jews left black and they came back white. That's something that we said. We've been saying that for years. And that's the Obadiah, the first chapter, where it says, let me get it. Obadiah. And we bring that out. This is Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord concerning Edom. See? So in Jeremiah has something to say about Edom. Ezekiel has something to say about Edom. Isaiah has something to say about Edom. All of these prophets have something to say about Edom. So Edom is very important. Now you got to identify who the hell Edom is. And you identify them from, of course, there's different characteristics, you know, physical traits and characteristics, but more so through the spirit that they're in and the position that they will be in the last days. They will be in the rulership position. They will be going against all things of the Most High. They will try to transform themselves into an angel of light. Make the whole world believe that they are in the right, and then they will point the finger at Jacob and make the whole world think that Jacob's in the wrong. Okay, we can go on and on. The Lord left us clues, signs, wonders, okay, of who each individual will be down here on the earth. We now, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, we can identify every nation down here on the earth. And Esau, when he came back into power during the Renaissance, he had it was a global evil demonic pursuit to change time, seasons, the land names, nations. Okay, displace. He wanted to break everything up. So you want to associate any of these people with the Bible. Now there were certain clues, like you still got like the Ethiopians and the Syrians and this, you know, certain things like that. But for the most part, everything was lost. Even the fact that we are the Israelites, that was not common knowledge. Remember Psalms 83, to make the name of Israel to be no more in remembrance, meaning not remembered amongst the tribes. So Obadiah had a vision concerning Edom, right? Let's read it. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. See, this is a rumor from the Lord. The Lord, he's the one that pushes these rumors. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And we break that down as your man Gamal Nasser. Let me get his name again. Bear with me. Right? Gamal Abdul Nasser. Excuse me. Gamal Abdul Nasser. The Jews left here black and came back white. Let's do this real quick. Gamal. Which the word Gamal, that's a Hebrew word, which means camel. Gamal Abdul Nasser. Against Israel. Gamal Abdul Nasser was a staunch opponent of Israel throughout his presidency, viewing it as an illegitimate state and an extension of Western imperialism. His policies were characterized by a mix of military confrontations. He was about that smoke. Okay, that was one of them ambassadors that the Lord basically said, come, let's rise up against her, and that's going to happen again. Diplomatic stonewalling. Okay, they try to block Israel out, basically economically, diplomatically, and pan-Arabist rhetoric aimed to galvanize the Arab world against Israel. See, look, let's go back again. Galvanize the Arab world against Israel. Let's read the scripture again. Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is set among the heathen. He was a heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. He was trying to galvanize all those Arab nations. All right, to do what? To come against Esau. To come against those small hats. Okay? Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. You're insignificant amongst the nations. Not in a sense small amongst, a very small population, which they are. Esau, he's everywhere. That nigga everywhere. Okay, but it's talking about an insignificant. You're looked at as the most insignificant, and you are the most insignificant. You're the basis of men. But you've been set up in a power position. And look how you have treated that power position. You are not, I can say well equipped, but you're a peasant. And a peasant should never be in the position of power. And this is what happens when you put a wicked, evil servant that should be fucking in the field digging ditches and being beat. This is what you do when you put him on top. He destroys everything, and he won't stop. Okay, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and is not his bird, is not his spirit animal the eagle? Is not the official animal of America, is it not the eagle? The bald eagle at that, the highest flying eagle. So there's spiritual connections. The ancient Romans, the eagle. The ancient Greeks, the eagle. We can go on. The British, the eagle. We go on and on. Though thou set thy nest among the stars, he went into the heavens. He put his satellites, his space station, his equipment up into the heavens. Thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord. Okay, let me jump to verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is no understanding in him. And that's basically what's happening. He's being called out in these celebrities like Kanye West, which he is the bug out. He done a lot of wicked shit to get in that position. But he, as well as, he's cursing them small hats out. Okay. All right. I will never forget. I'm back in the comment. Now we're gonna close it up. I will never forget when West said George Bush doesn't care about black people during the aftermath of Katrina. He never lies. I like how the comment section is for Kanye, and it's laughable knowing TMZ didn't put it out for such reaction. See? So this is the truth is out on those JJs. The whole world is against you. Here it is. This is Kanye West, which he's supposed to be this bug out. He's supposed to be this crazy person. They stripped him of his billionaire status in front of the whole world. He lost all his advertising. He lost all his brand deals. They literally stripped him from being a so-called billionaire. He's no longer a so-called billionaire, and he was boasting in that. But and it showed you that overnight, this damn devil can take that status because he gave it to you. Remember, Satan told our Lord Yahushua that if you bow down before me, I will give you all this. Okay, and yeah, he will give you what you will feel like you're on top of the world. But what he doesn't also say is that the things that you got to do to keep it, and at any given moment he'll take it away from you, and ain't shit you can do about it. Okay, so here it is. TMZ, they put this up to try to make him look crazy and try to make him look like an anti-Sim, when he's actually, you can do nothing against the truth before the truth. He's actually pushing the truth in a sense. Okay, a portion of it, he's stirring up people's mind. Well, because they keep hearing it, they keep now, not saying that his elect is going to be sealed because of that. Okay, he's not a prophet, and he's still bugged out. But nevertheless, that rhetoric, or that vibration, that narrative that we are the Israelites and they're not the Israel, and he's not even saying that they're not. He's just saying that we are. Okay. Another comment. He's absolutely right. The more and more time that passes, the more and more I can see the game. See? So, and this is why the scriptures say that the devil has but a short time, because the people are starting to view them in a different light. You have the internet now. Everybody can see what the hell everybody's doing. And your works show who you are. Okay? You can tell a tree by its fruit. That they just want us to think he's crazy. Let's all really wake up. So there's like a waking up, a stirring up of people's minds. So, well, the scriptures say that how knowledge shall increase. Okay? Many shall run to and fro in Daniel the 12th chapter. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And then it says that some shall wake up to everlasting life, and some shall wake up to shame and everlasting contempt. So not everybody is going to wake up to the 100% truth. But people are going to have a deeper sense of what the hell is going on, and look at those small hats and the Edomite in general. Okay, with the scriptures say that the earth shall rise up against them in Job 20. It says every hand of the wicked shall come upon him in Job 20 as well. I believe that's still Job 20. Every hand of the wicked, Gamal, which is laborer, shall come up upon him. James the 5th chapter. Okay, so there's a crying out. And it's gonna get so overwhelming, they're gonna shut the internet down. They're gonna come super draconian. And that's essentially what's happening right now. They're gearing up to come down upon you, Jakes. And all you hear, man, it's like 4 or 5 times they put that quote, Jews left here black and came back white. Gamal Abdul Nasser, president of Egypt. Okay. Y'all tried to kill the superhero is the most casual fire bar damn. All of us seem to be on the same page, so when do we all come together? Speaking on it one thing, doing something about it another. Awaken and rise up. So there's a rising up of the people. There's a rising up of the people. They get ready to fucking go mad. 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter. They shall not regard the kings or nor their princes. Because everything, well, you see how the big debacle of the Epstein files. Here it is, you have these top individuals in entertainment, okay, and in government, okay, and so-called royalty that have been associated with that island. And what a Trump and the president of the United States associated. And they have so much power to where he's like, we found there was nothing. We did the investigation and there was nothing. It was a hoax. When all the information is fucking out. So people are starting to say, I don't know, man. This shit don't seem right. Meanwhile, their standard of living is decreasing. And everybody's a so-called truther now. Everybody is bringing out scriptures now. So, hey, I'm going to close it there. Hey, the truth is already out on these JJs, and they can't hide it. All right, and the truth is out who the true Israelites are. And Esau, he doesn't like that. He's about to go all out. Okay, the Department of War. Okay? So Jacob Trouble is coming very soon. He's going to take all his anger and frustration out on who? You Israelites. 2nd Ezra 15th chapter. A burning wrath is kindled over them that fear the Lord. Okay, and it shall waste some of them. Cast some of them out of their house. Take their goods. Okay, so hey, I'm gonna close it there until next time. Shalom to the elect. Call all Yahweh Shai. Shalom.